you don't have a whole lot of money and you still want to have nice things. So I'm going to show you how I go about making some of the cabinetry, some of the things that I build, and the tools that I use to do it. It saves me a ton, and I mean a ton of money. Let's have a look. So I am constructing a couple desks and a closet organizer for one of the bedrooms. If I was to go purchase this stuff, it would cost me over $1,000. I don't have that kind of money to spend on furniture right now, so I'm going to use the tools that I ended up investing in for myself and use that to make the furniture that I want. Turns out when you do stuff like this, you can make what you want as long as you have a bit of a plan, and you need to make a drawing. You do need some basic tools in order to build cabinetry. It helps if you have a table saw. It helps if you have the power source in order to do it. I know a lot of you that watch my channel are off-gridders, but when it comes down to it, you can do this with hand tools and some battery-powered equipment. And there's some essential battery-powered equipment that you should have in order to make some cabinetry. There's a few things you should understand though before you go out and start buying tools that you're not sure how to use and not sure what you need. The joinery that you're going to do. On this tabletop, I have a series of cut-in recessed joints that are set in and glued into each other. Now you can see that I've glued this one into this one, which is also glued in. Here's the thing. This looks like it's wicked strong. It's not strong enough. So we're gonna have to make brackets that go in here that mechanically hold it together so that it will never come apart. Not without a lot of effort and work. The glue is very strong, yes. It's plywood. Plywood doesn't flex and move a whole lot after it's glued, but you're going to want to have a little extra mechanical advantage when it comes to things like desktops and tables. So the tool I use to make this cut to receive another piece of plywood is a router. Now this is your basic 20-volt router that's battery powered. It's actually a very, very good router. I've had great success with it so far. It's what's allowed me to build all these custom cabinets and joinery. However, what's most important is the bit. The bit I have in here is just a steel bit. It's hardened steel. It's not carbide. If I was going to do this, I'd use a carbide bit. And I'll show you, if you can get in there right, it's a square cut bit. Pretty simple. I can adjust the depth of it. You want to set your depth for your groove to be half the width of the plywood itself. And just keep in mind this is 3/4 inch plywood, but it's not actually 3/4 of an inch. You want the actual half depth. You want to keep in mind that you may have to nail through or screw through, or if you're not going to do that, make brackets for your future joint. But this is to create a recessed gap in order to receive glue to cause a large surface area for the glue to adhere to. A router with a strong battery, this is a must, and this is my one recommendation. You can do this with any other tool. You can do this with any other table saw, hand saw, jigsaw. You can put this together with hammer and nails and a hand screwdriver. You can do all that stuff, but you're gonna want to have a router in order to do this. And if this is the one thing that's holding you back, if you build one set of cabinets, it's paid for itself 2 or 3 times. I guarantee you that. Let's actually set it up. What you'll see here is I have a board that's clamped down on either side that's run exactly 2 inches off the center line of the cut I want to make. Here's the thing about this. You have to measure from the center of your bit to the outside edge of the router in order to find that measurement. And it turns out from center to the outside edge, it's perfectly 2 inches. So I set my board down at 2 inches, offset the center of the line that I'm trying to put in, and then I clamp it in place, and that's going to act as a guide on the side of the rotor after I get it in there. One thing you want to understand is that the rotor itself is spinning the bit, and so it has a natural torque to it. So when you drive this bit down into the wood, it's going to want to push this rotor to one side or the other. If it's spinning in a certain way, it will want to go to the right or to the left of wherever you're going. In this case, I always want to keep the fence on the left side of the rotor, so it's always sucking the rotor into the fence, so I'm ensured I get a straight line on it. if I tried to go at this from the other side and push in the opposite direction, it would try to suck the rotor away from my straight line, and I would get all these little dents and deviations in the wood. This is gonna put a real nice cut into it. From this direction, I'm gonna have to do a plunge cut because I don't want to break up this front edge, and I will then go all the way through, all the way back out the back of the plywood. Didn't I just tell you guys not to do that, and I did it again? Great. Oh. So the bit is getting wore out because it's a steel bit, just hard steel, it's not carbide. And I've probably done all together between all three things, probably about 50 or 60 feet of cutting with it through plywood. It's only birch, but still it's hard enough that it would cause it to dull up. If I'm going to do this for any amount of cabinetry in the future, we're going to get a carbide tip bit. They're not too bad. Some grooves to clean out, but for the most part, yeah, see how the edge is all furred out? That's from all the sawdust and it being dull. And we're crossing the grain, but it shouldn't be that bad. Anyway, that's the bit we have, so that's what we're going to use. Now, I got to make all the bits to go in it. We have to make the parts for the frame that goes underneath them. So let's find some plywood, and I've got to cut enough strips to make 3 4-inch brackets for the back and a 2-inch for the front. So it may not look like much, but we've got all the bits and pieces to put everything back together. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put glue in all the slots, and then we'll assemble it all. And I'll clamp it together, Alright, what I'm gonna get you to do, I need some more glue in here. I need you to finish gluing all these tracks. And then glue here, here, and here, and here.
Alright.
Okay.
So do it?
Yeah. You have to hold it upside down for a while, and then there you go. That's good. Okay, so you gotta put glue in the tracks there. So we'll put some nails on the tops of boards.
So much. This is a piece of aluminum angle, and I'm going to use this to make brackets. I'm going to cut them into sections, but we're going to drill all the holes first to receive the screws. You can see I made some brackets, real cheap, still super strong. And while this is drying, we'll leave all the clamps on it. I'm going to put the brackets over in that one, maybe tomorrow, and then we will look at making some legs. Alright, hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Stick with me. We'll get to this project, we'll get some stain on them, we'll get them finished up, and we'll get them in the kids' rooms, and we'll see how they turn out. Thanks for watching.